Hey, peace fam. It's good to be live again. It's been a while. I didn't even look to see when my last live was, child. But I'm really glad to be live. You would not believe this Mercury Retrograde has been cray. Thank God today is the last day, y'all. Yeah, because it's been a classic. It's been a lot of great things too, but it's just been a lot of changes and stuff. So we're gonna talk about that. Also, we have to talk about Marquise Wiley. Mark, I just watched a video by Wiley, and it was very disturbing, but also funny. And I just have some thoughts. I have some thoughts, and I have some questions. See what you guys think about it. And then if we have time, because I don't want to stay on here too long, I want to give you guys an update about Nosey Heaux's recent court battles with Nicki Minaj. Child, I still cannot believe what I just watched. I'm still, my head is still spinning. Matter of fact, let me see if anything changed since I've been over there. I'm about to go back and see if I don't know what's going on with Wiley. I have no idea what's going on, but this is probably one of the worst things I've seen from him so far. It's pretty bad, but let me go back up here. Child, these people, it's so wild when, I'm gone for a little while and I come back and it's like people just be doing the same thing. It's just more of the same. I thought I was missing stuff, but I guess not, y'all. I guess people still up to their shenanigans. So I'm gonna wait till a little bit more people come before I talk about Wiley. Let's talk about let's talk about this. Well, first I'll give you guys an update about how things have been going. So if you're on a replay, you will know what's going on. So, child, I moved recently. I'm very happy. We moved into a bigger house. So I'm very grateful. And yeah, I don't know. Like that's just been a long time coming. We've been planning this, and I'm out in the country. But the thing is, child, the reception is bad, and we didn't have internet for like, was it like 2 weeks? No, it's more than that. I think it was almost 3 weeks without internet, which is really crazy. The only time I had internet was when I would go to work. And even the cell reception is bad. Like it's really bad out there. We're gonna have to get a cell booster. But I'm very grateful. I've been looking forward to this move for a long time. I guess a little bit over a year, and I'm so glad now. My kiddo has more space to run around and play. It's nice. It's just real chill out there, and it's really beautiful. It's a lot of trees. It's wooded, and it's a little community. So I'm happy that I moved. I'm happy to be in this next phase, and I thought I would be going live sooner. Um, this is what I was waiting for when I had mentioned you guys things would change in a few weeks. I thought I would have internet sooner, but I did not. Matter of fact, this is not even internet. Well, I'm at work right now, but this is not even the internet that I was planning to get. I ended up signing up for a different temporary internet until the fiber optics people come because they just taking forever. It's super fast, but that's what I'm waiting for. So, I child yesterday finally they came, and when I tell you, this time it really exposed for me how much we rely on phones and the internet and stuff. I was feeling like a whole crack fiend, y'all, without any service because again, I didn't have any internet and I have very limited cell service, so it's pretty bad. So I'm really glad to get it back. Oh shoot! I just realized I knew I was. Hey, Chocolate Bay. Woo, thank you so much. Thank you so much. You are amazing. Thank you for being a member. Shout out to Chocolate Bay. Chocolate Bay has been supporting me for a long time. I got to give him props. I'm sorry that I've been away. Shout out to him and shout out to all my members. My plan is to be on here more often. So let me highlight him real quick. Big up to Chocolate Bay. If y'all have not checked him out, please check him out. Okay, y'all missing out. So it's good to be back. It's good to be back. We're gonna talk some chat today. We're gonna talk some chat on my lunch break. Um, I was gonna talk about the Mercury retrograde, but let's talk about Wiley. We're gonna talk about Wiley, and then I'll get into the Mercury retrograde stuff. Child, I was checking my feed, and then I saw that Sean Davy Way was live. And I'm gonna tell you, Sean Davy Way really got me through these last couple weeks because I downloaded a couple of his videos and I was just watching them at home, and it's hilarious. He's hilarious. But he was talking about Wiley, and I was like, well, I clicked on it just because of the title back, and then I heard him talking about Wiley, and I'm like, what's going on with Wiley? So I stopped his video, and then I went over there, child. Don't you know? And oh my gosh, don't you know Wiley is over there making 5011 calls? Wild card, big up to Wild Card. Ooh, we're gonna get into it, y'all. We are going to get into it because I listened to a good bit. Hey, Zion Movements, we're gonna get into it because I listened to like almost 40 minutes of the video and then I stopped it because I was like, okay, I gotta go so I can do this commentary and get out of here. You know, Wiley is over there. First he comes on the live. I'm gonna give y'all a quick recap. The first thing he starts out is I think he was trying to call his grandmother's nursing home. And then he was not able to get a hold of her. And so then he put the narrative out there to his subscribers and viewers that perhaps his grandmother has been murdered, okay, by the nursing home. Yep, I just said it. He just said that the nursing home murdered his grandmother. And then he proceeds to dial 911 or the police and tell them that his grandmother has been murdered. Like, guys, I cannot believe what I was just watching. Now, before we get into the other allegations that he made, because he made a lot of calls and they escalated. Every call he made, it kept getting worse and worse. The first thing I noticed, and this is why I stopped watching Wiley, I'm not even gonna lie. When Wiley was in the beef sector, you know, he was very entertaining, very funny, and he left the sector, which I was happy for him. You know, he was doing his thing, but then Wiley started acting funny. He acted like he didn't know people, so I just stopped watching him because he was getting very haughty and just like he was just being weird. So I just stopped supporting him. And one of the things I noticed from watching him from when he was in the beef sector to now is that Wiley, I want to be careful what I say. I'm not saying Wiley doesn't have mental health issues, but I think Wiley is just a really good crisis actor. I think Wiley is a very good crisis actor, and I think he's a grifter. I think he's really good at knowing what to say and what to do to fool people or to get away with things. And I'm going to tell you why I think that. I know this sounds crazy coming from somebody in the mental health field. Once again, I'm not saying he doesn't have mental health issues. I'm not his doctor. I'm not his therapist. I just think the behavior on today's live felt very staged and it was given crisis actor. When I was watching Wiley, every call he made, yes, he's calculating and has no conscience. Thank you, Wildcard. And if he does have some mental health stuff, it's a little bit more than what he's saying. It's not just the body to the cola, okay? It's some other stuff going on around there to the cluster B symptoms because Wiley had a straight face, okay, in between every call, and then he would make the call, and if you look at his face, he's not even changing the expression on his face as he's making these allegations. He's only changing the tone of his voice and how heavy his breathing is. Wiley is, I got to be careful what I say. Wiley was over there giving psychopath. Like he was doing this with a straight face. He was only changing his voice when he was like making all this stuff up. And so this is why I don't think that he's having a psychotic episode. It felt very calculated. He went from calling in his grandmother's murder. Then he accused his, I think it was his grandmother's pastor of, this live's it's just not gonna be monetized because it's just the stuff he was accusing people of. He kept going down the list of people and calling the police. I don't know if he's calling different areas and saying that, and 911 saying that he's witnessing. First, it went to his grandmother's missing. Then he said he's witnessing her murder. Then he said that the pastor was killing people. Okay, these are different calls. He must have made easily like 8 calls or more. Then he said that I think he threw his mom in there, and then all of a sudden his grandma was alive again, and it was so crazy. And at one point, the you can tell they were tracking because the person on the other line, the dispatcher, was like, "Well, you know, how comes I can't hear the gun? You know, he's saying that there's the gun is going off and stuff." And they're like, "How comes I can't hear the gun?" And then Wiley said, it was a 357 Magnum. He was giving details, straight face, y'all. Remember, he's on live recording himself. And then he said at one point, "I saw it with my own eyes." This is when I knew that this wasn't going to be a regular live. This is in the beginning when he was talking about his grandmother being murdered by the nursing home. And then he actually said on camera, it was a 357 Magnum, and I saw it with my own eyes. And then he kept making up details about his grandmother's murder. And then it just kept escalating. The calls, at one point, he even said that the pastor, I think it was the pastor, had a BOMB and he just blew up a bunch of people. Like, it was so crazy. This is not funny, but it's I can't help but laugh. Please tell me if y'all was watching. I can see this. It looks like Wildcard was watching and Chocolate Bay. At the end of the video, because I skipped it, I watched about 40 minutes and I was like, this is too much. Do you know there was a helicopter flying around above Wiley's head, y'all? There was a damn helicopter flying around Wiley's head. I think they were looking for him. Okay, because first of all, people were saying this is a crime. People were calling me at work, blowing up my phone. Exactly. This is really bad, Chocolate Bay. Like, this is the worst. Now, ironically, I watched him because, again, remember, I'm not subscribed to him. But I think once again, somebody else was talking about him. So I went to go check him out. And he was having another meltdown. And he was talking about, where was he? At the airport. I was watching a video with him at the airport. And he was just provoking these guys. And he was saying a lot of really off-colored comments. And I couldn't tell if he was joking or if he was having some mental health breakdown. But today, I don't believe he was having a mental health breakdown. I believe that this was calculated. Hey, Miss Skillet, I believe it was calculated. I believe that he knew what he was doing. He hit the live button, proceeded to make several calls, okay? And made up a bunch of lies. And I don't see how Wiley's not going to go to jail for this, because once again, I was watching his facial expressions, and I don't believe that he was I believe that he did all of this on purpose. If you look at his facial expressions, you can see that Wiley was changing it up in between calls. Honestly, it gave me horror movie. Like, y'all ever seen like a movie where, the person's just diabolical and they're just like, just doing shit in the background. And then they in between, they're smiling or doing something crazy. That was Wiley. Wiley was making these calls, making these allegations with a straight face. The only thing that changed was the tone of his voice. When he was pretending to scream, he gave specific details. He's going to jail. Wiley, you're going to jail, dogs. Like, I don't even feel bad for you because I truly don't believe this is a mental health crisis. I think you wanted attention. I don't know what's going on in his life because he's been melting down now. Like, it's always starting with Armand. Like, it's weird. He gets very fixated on people. I don't know if he's been doing this for days, but I would say this is the worst video I've seen of Wiley. This is the worst. It was worse than the airport video where he was like poking fun at these dudes. And again, very calculated. I don't see how they're going to watch that and be like, oh yeah, he's having a mental health crisis. Nah, dude, you're going to jail. You called multiple times. He called the police multiple times. I think he even called the nursing home. Okay. And he was lying on people, making false allegations about people killing other people, hurting other people, blowing up other people. Like, it was really bad. And I said, the helicopter was above his head. I don't think it was a coincidence that at the end of the video, you saw a helicopter flying around his head and all of a sudden he goes off screen. I don't know what happened. I wasn't listening at the end. because I couldn't hear as well. But the helicopter was above his head. I, I would be surprised if he is back live again within the next day or so. They're gonna apprehend him. And at one point, somebody, I do y'all know where that was coming from? You could hear somebody. I don't know if they called his phone, but you can hear in the background of his live somebody saying, "Wiley, get off the phone." Da da da. And they were telling him he was making stuff up. He did the same thing during DC Gate. He's calculated meticulous his moves. He is. Wiley is diabolical. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Wiley knows what he's doing. Okay. And it really makes me question. It really makes me question the whole library incident. And the reason why I think he is such a skilled liar, like he often will say stuff. When he's getting ready to start doing foolishness, he will start dropping things about his diagnosis and stuff like that. Wiley is, and I've also been on his lives where he's just being a grifter in plain sight. It's been a long time, but he knows how to pull at people's heartstrings. And then one of his mods in the chat. Now I'm gonna be fair because I didn't read the other comments before that the mod was writing. But I was like, what is this mod saying? The mod was like, these allegations, it was like they were trying to tell the people in the chat the allegations are made up, but like they were making light of it. It was very weird. And I'm just like, what kind of person do you have to be to mod for somebody like this, who is just a whole complete chaos demon, who lies and stuff, to get money and stuff. Like, it's just, I'm often baffled by people on here. Yeah, absolutely attention seeking. He's pulling Houdini antics for Real Chocolate Bay. He's always done this. He operates from a place of desperation, envy, and low self-esteem. And I think Wildcard nailed this because it's like this pattern that he does whenever he's mad that other people that he's been jealous or obsessed with are doing well, or their names are in the news. And when I say news, not necessarily like NBC, they're being talked about. He can't handle it. He got demonetized. Oh, so he's acting out. He got demonetized. So he probably said, look, I'm gonna burn this ish to the ground. You cannot trust Wiley. Like, Wiley is the type of person, like, he will get somebody killed and he won't even care. He won't even blink an eye. He's very manipulative. Like when I sit back and I've watched his stuff, and when I think back, he's very manipulative. And the more I think about it, to me, I think if you were able to run with that crew in the first place, there has to be something up on your end. There has to be something up on your end. Some people get sucked in, but when you're that close, and y'all know who I'm talking about, okay? The damn beef sector mafia, okay, that crew. If he was running with them, I think some of those people have a predisposition to scammery and grift and being grifters, because he mastered how to pull on people's heartstrings, how to say certain things. And he often would present himself as a victim. But looking back, I'm like, nah, you were out here taking advantage of people, taking people's money. You're not a victim. I never believed he lost his channel. He's a whole liar. I actually, even though there was times that I was chuckling because it was so absurd, I was like, yo, this dude is a menace. He is a whole menace to society. Like, he's really making these calls back to back, straight face, and then has the audacity to record it. I'm like, this is how badly you need attention? Like, he needs, I don't know how he has access to the internet, because he just pulls these stunts over and over and over. And I think it's very weird. Very weird. But, let me see if I missed any comments. I was just like, yo, he's trying to go viral. He gonna go viral and end up in jail. That's what's gonna happen. I really don't know. Hey, Indigo, I don't know how he's gonna get around this. I don't know how he's gonna escape this without some type of charges. Like, he's a slick talker, but ain't enough slick talking in the world. There was a damn helicopter. Do you know how many resources Wiley wasted today? And the people didn't believe him, because if you listen to the call, most of them were skeptical. All right, Chocolate Bear, thank you so much for being here, love. I'll see you later. Child, Wiley had the people doubting him. They were doubting him. because they were asking him questions like, how comes we can't hear the gun? How comes we don't hear chaos in the background? Why are you just calling the police now? Like the first call he made, he said that his grandmother was murdered by the nursing home. And they said, well, when did this happen? 2 hours ago. And then he went from saying that it was 2 hours ago to saying that he's watching it happen with his own eyes. Do y'all see what I'm saying? These are like blatant lies that Wiley recorded himself doing. Like, my bad, he didn't lose it. He told a lie. Okay. Indigo said, what did Wiley do? Indigo, honey. Child, you might, I can't believe I'm sending people over there. Wiley was over there making multiple phone calls to the police, to 911, to different entities, saying that murders were happening, saying that uh, bombing bombings were happening. He was saying all kinds of crazy ish, girl. Like, all I can tell you is just go over there and watch for yourself after this, because it's very disturbing. And like I said, maybe I'm wrong. I don't feel like this is a mental health crisis. I feel like this is a crisis actor. I feel like this is him wanting attention. I don't believe that he's having a psychosis. When somebody is having psychosis, you can just look at them and just like, you can tell they also believe what they're saying. Wiley didn't even look like he believed what he was telling the cops and whoever he was calling. It was, I don't like, does anybody else feel what I'm saying? Does anybody else agree with me? Is it just me? Or did y'all feel like he was fully aware and conscious of what he was doing? And I know that might sound like it lacks compassion, because usually I go the other route and I'm like, nah, something's up. I don't think there's anything up with Wiley. I think he did this on purpose, and he has his full wits about him. It was a mess. Wildcard said Wiley has been clinically diagnosed. She realized that that's his get out of jail free card. Exactly. He's dangerous. I absolutely agree with Wildcard. So he does have a diagnosis, and he's talked about that. And this is what I was saying earlier. He knows. You'll notice that he'll strategically mention that right before he acts up. Again, I haven't been watching him recently, but in the past, I would notice that he would start mentioning certain things when he was getting ready to act out, because he's even, I believe I even heard him say in the past, yeah, y'all could do this and say this, but it's gonna be just like the library. Like, I was having an episode then, and he'll reference that. And I think that's how he got out of paying. Well, I don't know if he got out of paying thousands of dollars for the destruction and chaos. Um, but I actually think the library was a psychotic episode. When I watched the video, that seemed like a psychotic episode. But this, nah. Indigo said, yeah, he wants attention like any other beef sector persona who had a panic attack on live. Child, tell me what. See, because I honest to God, I haven't been watching. Who had a panic attack on live and ran because somebody had angry arms? Girl, spill the tea. I have not been watching. I've been really trying not to watch stuff, and I've been successful at it because I'm gonna tell y'all, I just got annoyed. I was watching somebody months ago, and one of the things that grinds my gears the most about the beef sector is that people will get into these knockdown, drag out fights with their arch nemesis who have done them horrible things. I'm not talking about like a regular, you got into it, you said some words, they said some words. Like, they came for your life, they came for your job, they came for your child. And then the next thing you know, they're besties again, honey, like in 2 hours. And for me, I can't take that. It just feels like you're getting strung along. And it feels like if you don't care enough about yourself, why should I care? Goodbye. And so I just stopped, even some of my faves, I just stopped watching them because I'm just like, y'all are just annoying. You do this ish over and over and over. You have the same fights with the same toxic people, and then you don't even have enough sense to get away from them. And then those same people, not only will they do that, but they tend to gravitate towards the people who've done the worst things to them. Meanwhile, the people who I would consider normal or just like not diabolical, those are the people who's, they give their ass to kiss. These people, like, this is so backwards. Do y'all know what I'm saying? So I can't take it no more. I was like, I'm not going to be supporting you when every other week you're going to be besties with your arch nemesis who has tried to do so many things to you, and you just don't care about yourself. So I'm done. And I just stopped. And I just stopped watching. Also, people are just ungrateful too, because you be defending them and they don't even say nothing. Like, they only have time for the toxic people. And I was just like, I don't need this in my life. Good day. Skillet said he could have been on a live. Yes, he could have. He could have been on a live. The police came and locked and loaded. And to that point, Skillet, now I'm starting to wonder, either Wiley is highly delusional, or is it possible that he wants, like, is he at a place where he wants something to happen to him? Because how do you go this far that you're like making bomb threats and stuff? These are serious allegations. Absolutely. They take them very seriously. And that's why I said, I think that's why the helicopter was there. Indigo said, Vias had a panic attack. Lord have mercy. The first string of words. Eye rolls. Vias had a panic attack because she said Don Cato looked upset at MU and MU was upset. But because Don Cato's arms looked unsteady, he had angry arms, and she ran to her hotel room on live. Ciao. That's another actor right there. I can't. I hope. Indigo, can you point me in the direction of somebody who's covered the shenanigans? Because I refuse to watch her. I refuse to watch that woman. And she panic attack. Do you know how many panic attacks she's probably caused other people to have with her BS? Oh, this is rich. And be friends with them in minutes. This part, Miss Skillet. Let me start this. I want to talk about this for a quick minute. Literally, this is what I just said. Skillet is pointing out the fact that not only do these toxic ass people do all kinds of stuff, threaten their life, threaten their job, threaten their kids, and their mama, then they end up being friends with them again. Like, do you understand what that does to viewers? Like, now, on one hand, I try not to get invested in, and you shouldn't, who's beefing with who, if it doesn't concern you. You might have feelings about it, like, oh, this is wrong, this is upset, but I don't take on enemies based on other people's enemies. I don't do that. None of mine. It's stupid. However, when you've seen somebody treated poorly over and over and over again by the same person, and you genuinely support them, after a while, it feels like you're playing in my face when you keep befriending, these people, like, who have clear toxic traits. Like, for example, I'm just going to give an example. Y'all are going to know who I'm talking about. If you're dating someone and then it becomes toxic after you end the relationship, but every 3 weeks you're dating this person again, or this person ends up back on your live, it's weird. I think it's weird. I don't even want to see them. And after a while I can tune them out, but then I don't even want to see you, because I'm like, this is confusing. This person just disrespected you. This person said they know where you live. They're talking to the people that don't like you. And then the next thing, you have them up on your panel. Nah, I love myself too much. People are weird. So I just stopped watching, y'all. I just stopped watching. Mind you, she ran from the venue she was at with Don Cato and MU to her hotel. She is another crisis actor. I can't take her seriously. I can't. Like, child, I was like, this is such a drama queen and professional victim. There you go, professional victim. I absolutely agree. Always looks down on people, saying these smaller people, as she pumps her inflated ego because she's one of the founders of the sector. She's a weirdo. I don't watch her. I don't like her. And I'm never going to forget the evil ass shit she did. Because, see, there's things you can overlook, but some things I don't overlook. And I'll never forget it. And I still feel like she's on a mission to try to take people down because she's mad that she went to jail. She don't got nobody to blame but herself, because she's the one who did those actions, not the other people. And I just refuse. That's another thing. A lot of people, like, they worship her. I don't deal with you. If you talk about her too much, if she's on your channel too much, I just leave. Period. Like, this is a year that I'm like, it's radical self-care. Like, I'm not dealing with the same thing over and over again. And I just can't be bothered. Wiley is dangerous because he places others in harm's way for his antics. Yes, he does. I absolutely agree with Wildcard. He doesn't care. This isn't entertainment, and it can be very harmful with real life negative consequences. Wildcard is spot on. And this is why, this might sound mean, but I think Wiley does need some jail time. Wiley Boo, you need some jail time because you think this is a game and you're playing with your life and other people's lives. And I don't even think you're playing with your life. I think you're playing with other people's lives because when I watched that airport live, when he was like, bothering those young men. Hey, Bilkis, yes. When I watched that other live, and you were messing with those other young men, it just felt like you wanted them to react. It felt like you wanted them to snap and act real, just a mess, so you could look like the victim. Child. Listen, Bilkis, did you see Wiley's video? I was watching Sean Davy Way. That's how I found out about it. Wiley, yo, listen, it's a mess. It's a mess. Let me wait and see if you did, because I don't want to repeat stuff that you probably already know. But yeah, no, this is unexcusable, and yeah, he needs jail time. I don't want to hear. And like, I don't know if this. Hey, Red Vines, it's good to see you too, boo. Thank you for being here. I don't know if this platform has made me jaded, y'all. Like, and I still have lots of compassion for people, and I'm still reasonable, but it's just some things after a while, I just feel like some people need to be taught a lesson. Like, you just need a lesson. This is not getting through to you. You love playing with people's lives. This is why what the other person that Indigo was talking about, I have a radical view on not supporting that person in any way, because I've seen them try to ruin people's lives. I've talked about on many of my lives the distinction between normal F-ish, okay, and then life destroyers. If you just get into it and you say a couple words, bop, 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 it's one thing. But people who try to legit ruin people's lives, I don't fuck with you. Period. I don't want that energy around me. I don't overlook that stuff. I don't minimize that stuff. Nah. I'm not doing it. Yes, he's been an unhinged menace on the strip and needs to stay where he is for a hot minute after his. Yes, he needs to be sat down, either in somebody's institution or jail. Okay, because what I saw today was very disturbing. And the way he was able to do it with such just no remorse, he just didn't care. Wiley didn't care. And I think, guys, if we're really paying attention, and I said this earlier, if you really pay attention to even earlier videos of Wiley, if you didn't see it already, I was a little slow, you will eventually come to the conclusion that Wiley played the victim a lot in the past, and he was fully aware of what he was doing. And there's so many times they get the suckers, they get the compassionate people like us. I've listened. I confess, there are many people who I'm like, yep, I'm gonna give him a chance. And even, I'm not talking necessarily friends necessarily, but just you're yeah, watch him again or support him this way. Sometimes even if it's in the bushes, and they always come back. What I find is most of the people on here who have a pattern of being destructive and nasty, when time passes, usually you hope that people change and grow, and most people do in real life. But there's something about online platforms, some of the people who gravitate towards these platforms, I don't know what goes on, why it's hard. You give them enough time and you realize they're the exact same person that they've been since 2018. And it's very disturbing. Even when their content sometimes shifts to something better, just give it enough time and they'll go back to humiliating people. It's wild. It's so wild. I'm gonna tell you a story. We'll get to it. I found myself becoming, I can never say this word, desensitized. I always get tongue-tied. I had to take a break from the nonsense. I took a huge break, walk hard. When I tell you I have not been watching, I haven't. I've been getting my drama from watching either Sean Davy Way or straight up TV. Like I just went back to the old shows. Matter of fact, I've been watching Charmed. After Shannon Doherty died, it made me remember the show, and I was like, let me go check out Charmed. And I've been watching Charmed, y'all. That's what I was watching before. Well, and I didn't have internet for a while at home because we had moved, and so I just been trying to watch regular TV. I watch a lot of animated stuff. I just stopped watching. I even stopped reading the Lipstick Alley thread. I was still on Lipstick Alley, but I just read other stuff. It's just boring. It's boring and it's annoying. Um, yeah, that's so weird on the internet with complete strangers and can't handle rejections or negative comments. Yep. So they want to ruin their lives. It's not that serious. Just log off. I don't get it. And that's why I think for me, there's certain people that I take note of. And then when I see people getting sucked back in, I'm like, nah, like this person, nope, you're going to get bit again. You're going to get bit. Bilkis said, it seems like he's deliberately not taking his mental health seriously so he can be a spectacle and go viral. That's actually a really good point. That's a good point. Because I'm so glad you're here because I wanted to hear your thoughts because my thought was this wasn't a mental health breakdown. This was straight up calculated, like I need attention. And the reason why I thought that was the way he was going in and out of changing voices, but his face, he had a straight face. Like it made it feel like he planned all of this and he's not decompensating. He's just planned this. He's been harassing people. He's lucky no one has done him yet. Yep. So the airport video I was talking about from, I don't know if it was 2 months ago, he was definitely harassing those dudes. And I'm like, do you want to get beat up? You know how sometimes people get to a point where they want harm? Just like I was talking about with the police, is it possible that he wants to be ran down on? And if that's the case, then maybe that is mental health, issues. Like, are you trying to be injured or worse? Because this is weird. Indigo saying, hey, to Red Vines and Popcorn. Bilka said, these folks have been showing their musty asses all week and had the nerve to take the foolishness on the road. Listen, y'all gonna have to fill me in. Indigo already was filling me in on a panic attack, a quote unquote panic attack that happened with VS. Child, listen, please point me in. Please tell me the specific videos to watch because I literally have not been watching. Like, it's so crazy. YVS just posted her Lord of mercy. YVS just posted her GoFundMe for a vacation. You know what? Never mind. I'm not supporting it. It doesn't matter. She called me a nobody off the nerve and blocked me. So why am I supporting it? And that's how she is. See, a lot of these tick boom people, it's only a matter of time before you get on their shit list, right? Like, even when they seem calm or they seem to be turning a new leaf, that is the unstable energy that I realize always comes back, right? Child, I'm gonna tell you a story. I saw that airport video he was asking for, but yes, he was. It wasn't just me. I was like, yo, these dudes are having genuine fun with other dudes. And, you could just tell those guys were happy to see each other. And here go Wiley. He wants somebody to come out of themselves. And if they had to slap the taste out of his mouth, they wouldn't have been wrong because he was really doing the most. He was making insulting comments. Like, it's just weird. He's a weirdo. And as a matter of fact, Wiley gives me creepy energy. Like I said, I don't know. SM provides an escapism. Social media provides an escapism for many. Yep. Parasocial relationships allows many to avoid. Absolutely. Wildcard is nailed in it. And actually, Tiffany helped me see this, like learn that word, that parasocial relationships. Real life, true spiritual growth and self-awareness. It's really crazy. It's such an escape. And that's why it's so important to unplug here and there. And because people aren't their real selves, And then when they do believe that's their real selves, they jeopardize a lot of things for themselves. Like, they don't care. That's why you got people rolling up to people's houses over internet beef. It's like, wait, what? Bilka said he's not well, but he's also very calculated with the pro-Trump mess. Oh, he's one of them too, child. It's the trolling this for me and bothering other Black folks and Latinos. I can't. I just don't. I can't. That old girl cut up to running to the streets of Vegas, breathing all hard, like she was fun footage. Are you talking about VS? Listen, I need the footage. Roll that beautiful being footage. Child, y'all gonna make me go back and watch, even though I stopped watching a lot of like all these folks actually for months. This is the longest I've not watched anything. It was so bad. Oh no came under one of my comments and I don't even remember what it was that she was talking about. And she was like, girl, let's go live. And like, cause we've gone live in the past and had so much fun. And I was like, girl, I don't even know what you're talking about. Like she was telling me something that happened and I had no idea what she was talking about. Cause I was just over it. I was so over it. I was like, yo, these people stay falling out with their worst enemy who's done them dirt. And then they get back together. And then it's just so dumb and it's so annoying. And then you have to deal with the people on their panel and then it's only a matter of time again before the person acts out again and does stuff and like it's just weird, y'all. People are weird. So yeah, we'll see what happens with Wiley. One thing I will say, I have noticed that a lot of people seem to get away with things on here. Every once in a while we see that real consequences come for people, but most of the times I've noticed that a lot of the times people tend to get away with things. This video is called VS Icon and Misunderstood, that she ran like Shakari. Shakari Richardson, her GoFundMe. She acting like a true victim of a picture of her stolen foot during her vet status. I cannot with that woman. She's such a grifter. Like, guys, what is it? What, like, why do people get so enamored with her? Like, there's people that she's done dirt to, and they still support her. I don't understand. Like I said, remember, I put her in the category of she doesn't do regular stuff. There's people who's beefed on here. They had a bad day, said some things. I think that's human. This woman, she tries to ether people's souls. Like, I know I'm not the only one that sees this shit. Like, her antics aren't regular, and I'm not fooled for a second to think she's changed. Never was, never will. Like, she's not even like spiritually, it's attuned like that. Because I'm like, I can't even call her a witch because that's a bad. Listen, I think I know some witches that are awesome. So it's not that. So I'm like, what is it that she has over people? I really don't get it, guys. I really don't get it. These people are weirdos, including the so-called bougie people that that shot while hiding behind avatars. This Vegas weekend revealed a lot about these folks. Ooh, child. So this is about Vegas. Ooh. Wait a minute. Okay. I remember months ago when I was watching, I'm trying to think who it was that was planning a Vegas trip. Was it Jay Wilson? Who was the one planning the Vegas trip? So it actually happened. One person already donated $100. Of course they did. It's just, it's so exhausting. It's so freaking exhausting. Child, this is a mess. So while I'm waiting for it, I'm gonna write down what Indigo said about which video. So is this Misunderstood's video, Indigo, the one that you were pointing to? They did the same thing to Chat Rat. They donated to her because they felt bad because of what she was going on with Sassy. All of her to be flown there and stayed in her hotel room for this. See, I don't know why people travel with beef sector people. Like, if I'm gonna meet up with somebody, it's because I'm cool. Like I would meet up for, and you probably wouldn't even know about it. I would totally meet up with some people on here, but it wouldn't be for beef sector stuff. It would be like, oh, this person is mad cool. I would love to go get a drink with them or a coffee or have lunch. Like, I don't trust most of the people. So why do people meet up with some of the beef sector people, much less rent rooms with them? Like, why don't people ever learn? At least get your own room. Oh my gosh. VS claims she's never been diagnosed with mental illness. I believe her. VS will do anything for money. Yes, she does. She's very skilled. She's spiritually bankrupt. Exactly. She's very spiritually bankrupt. I will never forget one time I was watching, this is back in the day, y'all. This is back in the day. I was watching and listening to videos of hers. And this is one of the first clues that I knew that this lady was psychologically dangerous, and people just missed it. She was talking about Mona Simone, and she was talking about like, I think she was getting mad. I think she was getting mad that people were giving her so much money. And then she turned it around and made it about herself, about why people not giving her money. But it was, what did she say? It was the way she said it. It's in one of my old videos. I have to go back and listen to it. But the way she worded it sent chills down my spine. And it was so slick. She wove it in there real slick. And I'm like, if you're not paying attention, you're not going to catch this. You're not going to catch what this woman's putting down. And she's very manipulative. And I get very triggered. So I can't. Would love to go live with you. Yes. Oh my gosh, we have to. We have to, Tiffany. Wendy Student Pressures to talk about the paradox of parasocial relationships. Oh, girl, I'm in there. Let's do this, because child, would love to get your professional perspective. Now, y'all know I stand okay, Tiffany, because she's just dope, and she has super intelligent commentary. I would love that, especially since, like I said, that is the concept that I was familiar with, but that word I learned from you. Like, I hadn't realized there had been a term coined for that. And I was like, oh my gosh, this makes so much sense. Very manipulative. Yep. Definitely gives sociopathic tease. And I can't, y'all, listen, you got to protect your energy. I just don't understand it. And don't get me wrong. Have I been suckered in to other people in the past? Absolutely. Absolutely, I have. But there's something about her that I don't understand, why people don't see the flashing red lights. Like, am I overreacting when I say that? Why is it that some people, even people, there's people that surprise me that, like, and I still like them, but I'm like, really? Like, you're hanging out with this person? I wouldn't meet up with most of these people on here. I met 2 people on here and you would never heard about it. Exactly. That would be me too. That would be me. Till this day, you never heard nothing about me or outing with them. We are still cool offline, because that's a real friendship, a real relationship. Like, you don't have to do that, right? You don't have to. And if you do, it is possible to do that without it ending in shambles. But I would say most of the Beast Factor alumni, they want drama to happen. So they go to these public events in the hopes that something crazy will happen. The first time I encountered her on here, after I found the BS, she was aggressively taking my argument with 7 stars. Ain't watched another video since. See, what Bilkis just wrote, that is what I aspire to. When you peep the BS from the jump, and this is what I've learned, just exit. Exit stage left, don't look back. Don't listen, don't pass go, don't collect $200. Just keep it moving. There are some people you have to do that on here with. You have to do that on here with, because they are sick. Okay? I don't get it. I really don't get it, why people just get sucked in. I just don't understand. Like, there's so many incidences. I mean, like, even an incident I know for a fact that she ruined somebody's life. Like, I can't get into the details, but like, ruined somebody's life and just didn't think anything about it. And just people are just left to pick up the pieces. And I bet you wouldn't even lose sleep or even understand or care about the gravity as to how this person's life was impacted. So I don't know. And it makes sense more and more when I watch certain people who just kind of cycle through their enemies. They just cycle through befriending their enemies. And again, I'm not talking about mild disagreements. I'm talking about real serious stuff that, like, again, I have drawn lines in the sand for certain people because of the way they came for me. I can be a forgiving person, move on and be compassionate. But if you have threatened me, if you have threatened my livelihood, if you've talked about my child, you'll never get another chance to fuck with me again in any capacity. Period. Those are the lines that I draw. Like, period. So it's almost like people don't have standards for themselves. Like, it's like, you have to know what your standards are. And so I've seen these people, they've lost jobs over some of these people. They've been publicly humiliated. They've been threatened, and they still end up back friends and best buds with these people. I don't understand it, y'all. Like, exactly, Indigo. I don't understand it. It can never be me. Like, you threaten my job. It's one lady I'll never forget, and she seemed real innocent. And I'm not going to talk about what crowd she run with. And it was never a real threat to my job, but the fact that she said it, like, she's was blocked since that day. Sometimes I forget about her until I think about, the crew she runs with, and I just laugh. And I'm like, you don't even know this woman was talking about you the first time y'all fell out behind your back, but yet you're willing to attack another professional on her behalf. You're an idiot. And it's just so dumb. Like, I don't that's just one of my things. Don't threaten me. Don't threaten me online. Don't threaten me in real life. Like, I will unleash the gates of hell on your ass. Because I don't walk around making threats to people just to do that. Like, that's weird. That's weird. Some of these folks do the absolute most with the threats and coming for people's livelihoods, and I don't play that shit. Okay. Let me tell you something. There's this lady I follow now. This is not my thinking. I'm just sharing the story because she's more extreme. And this one woman I follow, her name is Priestess Osset. Priestess Osset said, "Listen, I don't do slaps on the wrist. If you come for me, I'm gonna come for you with full force." And she's not talking about, no look a sprinkle, sprinkle. That lady is like, that lady is powerful. And so, nope, I'm not on that. I'm not like that. I'm not gonna come for your life because that's crazy. But I don't do the in between. When you've threatened me, nah, we're not doing no in between. Like, it's a wrap. That's crazy. Also, let's step in. Yes, send me an email or I'll send you one. I'm writing it down now, girl. I'm gonna send you one. I would love to do that with you. And now I finally have internet again because I had just moved. Yeah, I know you came in a little later, but child, that's why I've been MIA. So let's talk about this other person. Now, disclaimer, we know they're gonna get mad. We know they're gonna call me all kinds of mammies and fat bitches and whatever. They're gonna have all kinds of stuff, but I'm not scared and I'm not worried because this person literally talks about people for a living. So why is it that when you talk about people, it's fine, but when other people are following up on a story about you, they're mammies and fat and all kinds of stuff? Like, I don't understand. And I'm gonna say names too. Let me read these comments. Look, he said, I see certain supporters who are chronic followers. Yep, they act like they're in a damn cult and stay attacking on behalf of folks they don't know. So weird, Tiffany. It's so weird. I've had 2 threats on here and I've been on their necks and they blocked me. So I get it. Yeah, like, I don't do like threats. Nah. Cause it's just like, if you cuss me out and I responded by cussing you out, that's different. We may actually have a chance to, like, um, whatever, move on from there, forgive each other, keep it moving. Okay, you know what? And I think we've emailed. It's been a long time, but I think we did back in the day. So I'm gonna look for it, and if not, then I'll look on the blog. Let me see. Let me write this down. Child, you have to have standards. Like, it's just crazy to me. Or when people talk about people's kids, how do you go back to being cool with somebody like that? And they're not even saying like small things. They're like coming for people's motherhoods, wishing just horrible things. How could you befriend someone like that? It tells me you don't value yourself or your family. People who maintain loving, healthy, happy, and productive lives and relationships outside of social media recognize insanity. You know what, Wildcard? There you go. We have our answer. We have our answer, folks. We move accordingly. I must hit the star on this one. I'm going to leave this up here and I'm going to read it one more again. People who maintain loving, healthy, happy, and productive lives and relationships outside of social media recognize the insanity. We move accordingly. And that's where it is right there. Some of the folks on here, this is all they have. Therefore, it's wash, rinse, repeat. They have to hang on to the toxic relationships because in their minds, this is all they got. And that just points to even a more sad place, right? Like you shouldn't have to even think that. That's why when chat rap wished death on my kids, what chat rap, and the ways they can see the kind of stuff that will make me go to the Obia woman. Like that shit is crazy. This right here is just upsetting my spirit. I can't even get to the comment. Absolutely unacceptable. Let me lower my voice. Absolutely unacceptable. Like the fuck? Like, what the fuck? What is wrong with people? Like this, I'm telling you, I would pay an Obia woman in a heartbeat for some shit like this. Like this is crazy. That's why when the chat rat wish death on my kids and the ways they can die, I don't respect her, the people who deal with her, because they think she's funny. I'm so glad that you told me this, Indigo, because it's been a long time since I've come across chat rap or any, like I said, I haven't been watching. But now that you've told me this, now I know to block her, because that is absolutely unacceptable. There's no reason under the sun. Like that's why. Why? And this is why some of these people's lives are forever miserable. Because kids, I think kids are protected. You're coming for some of the most innocent beings on the face of the earth who don't got nothing to do with you and your foolish drama. Exactly. Like, what the hell? That's very disturbing. Absolutely disturbing. But people call me mean and tell me I should let it go. Let it go for what? I'm never letting it go. Never. I can forgive. I can forgive for my sanity, but I can never forget. Listen, Indigo, you better than me. I had said this in another video. I hate to repeat myself, but I had sprinkled it in one of my last lives, and I said there was a person that when I came back, okay, from having my son, I don't even know why this person was mentioning my son and was saying really crazy stuff. Like it was really, first of all, I wasn't even paying this 10th person of mine. They're sick in the head. They kept posting me on their wall, and I just like ignored that. And then when they started putting stuff about my child, that's when I had to go consult with my ancestors. Let's just say I have not seen any more posts from this person regarding me or my child, because that's crazy. Like you're sick in the head. Like what the fuck is wrong with people? What is wrong with people? I just don't understand how you could bring in, and this is how you know that if these people have kids, they're trash parents. There's no way you can be a parent and just a human being and wish anything like that upon a child. You're crazy and you're evil. And I hope you have a miserable existence. Yeah. Oh yeah, girl. Straight to the altar. Okay. And I was not playing. I was mad because I was like, excuse me? What the does my child have to do with this? Literally just came out the womb. Don't got nothing to do with you. And you're sitting up here because there's real sickos. I'm telling you, when I listen, there's some real sickos online, y'all. Like people that are obsessed with you, you don't even know. Like, like when I stumbled upon this person's wall, I was like, you have all of these old posts about like videos. This is so weird. I don't even think about you. Like if you hadn't come around talking smack, I wouldn't even have checked for you. I don't think about you, but you're obsessing about me and my child. What the entire F? Child, miserable and hateful. Yeah, and I need to get a hold of with my ancestors then. Because listen, that I ain't catching no case. That's why I said, ancestors, do your thing, okay? Do your shamalama ding dong, because that's exactly the type of energy that it does make you want to bring out. It gives jail. It's like you're saying all the stuff because you're protected behind the screen and a keyboard. Okay, I bet you would never say the stuff to my face. It's crazy, and I feel I feel vindicated because I know that I don't just mess with people like that. I don't just go and like mess with people. So for this person to be doing this, and it's just like, wait, what? You're weird. Leave me alone. I've asked you to leave me alone, and you didn't listen. VS got weird. What? What kind of wheels? What kind of wheels? Child. Anyway, that's a whole demon around there. They are weird on here. I had someone randomly and aggressively cuss me out in the comment section because they didn't like the time frame I covered the Foxilty. Girl, these people, these people be too damn invested. Like, that don't even make no sense. It don't even. It's so. People are so weird and disturbed on here, and disturbing. Like, are you crazy? Really? And that was a good video too, because I watched that. I watched that video, child. People do too much. They do too much. And sometimes I'll be like, I'll see stuff and I just like, you know what? If I like, I did not respond to the positive comment, I'm just going to delete yours. Because if why would I respond to you and start arguing with you when I have a bunch of other lovely comments here that I haven't even responded to yet? Sometimes I just be telling myself that, because some people will really make you want to be like, get the F off my page. But you can't even cuss people out no more, because the Google moderator just deletes your comment, even if it's your page. They be deleting your comment, y'all. This is very weird, and for them to attack your child, you're so unproblematic and untraumatic. That's crazy. Thank you, love. Same thing with you. You did not deserve that. Your children don't deserve that. And I stand with you in bringing the heat on them, because you don't do that. Period. You don't even mess with people. Like, it's just, I was so appalled. Like, I was thinking really bad stuff, and I was like, I just need to let me go talk to my ancestors and summon Archangel Michael, because I'm not gonna play with you. Because the next step ain't going to be good. Said my content sucked. What's in the visible throw pillows in the back? Okay, this is a hating asshole. That's because people be hiding and they be secretly hating, and then they be popping up saying stuff, because that is just way too much vitriol. It is not that serious. Like, this is my commentary. If you don't like it, keep it moving. I don't care. They really be thinking they're ruining our day. Like, it's so funny. Yeah, she attacked my children because she felt I didn't defend her. Okay, sick. What did we say before? Sick. Because she felt I didn't defend her because she attacked someone else's child. Girl, the levels of mental illness in this story, that I am so glad you told me, because like I said, she getting blocked the next time I see her, if I run across her, because that's just not, nope, no ma'am, I don't want to hear it. And then you'll have ignorant people saying stuff on here like, oh yeah, you start with people, it's womb to the tomb. We coming for everybody. And they'll say ignorant stuff like that. And it's just like, what? So you're going to mess with kids and dead people? No reference. They do. That's why I got to be in your chat from my messy account, because yes, I'm still mad about that. You know what? I need to figure out a way to email them, Tiffany, because I'm still mad about that. I even added you. You know how, like, you can add, you can go into the, what is it? Is it the YouTube studios? But there's a certain part you can approve commenters. Like, I took extra steps with making sure you were good. Girl, they still hating. But I think they just don't like the topics we talk about. I think Google likes to, they like to push certain things. And I've noticed that when people are talking about real stuff, it's a problem. Like, even your channel, I think you should have way more viewers. And I'm like, why y'all hating on Tiffany? Tiffany's out here giving dope commentary. Like, I've been thinking about this. I noticed stuff like that, because I'm like, that's interesting. But if I bet you I do a video about this person, it's going to be pushed. It's annoying. Yeah, haters. Yes, praying love, positivity, and blessings over your baby. Yes, Indigo. Amen. Because that is just crazy. Chat rat is trash. I never know chat reps are dirty. I'm so glad you're telling me, because me never know she's so dirty. I don't know. She on the list. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I don't play like that. I don't deal with people like that. Unacceptable. There's absolutely no reason under the sun for her to be saying these things. Now I see when people came for that Minji Poochie first, she was fit. Yeah, see, I didn't know. I used to think she was getting bullied and stuff. See, this is why it's good to really hear the full story, because You never know what other people be doing. They act innocent. And meanwhile, they're up here wishing death upon people, kids. That's not cool. But if some crazy ish happened to you, you're going to be the first one with some GoFundMe. Okay. But you caused this upon yourself because you were wishing death on somebody else's child. So she better go. She better go make it right. Yes, she is saying you are one of the few people that isn't following the crowd. Yeah, no. And Indigo, you've been around for a long time. Indigo is so chill. Indigo is unproblematic as well. Like it's just that even if you and her had a knockdown drag out fight, there is no reason for her to bring up your child. Period. Yeah, I didn't know. I did not know. I thought the last time because I used to watch Ness a lot, but I don't watch her now. And she was this? Am I mixing up channels? She used to be on there a lot, and she seemed, lighthearted and stuff. But I didn't. It's been a while since I've been a long time since I've like seen her anywhere or interacted with her. But I like to know these things because I don't like it. Chas, let me tell you about Nosey Heaux. So Nosey Heaux got sued by Nicki Minaj, and I think she had a lawyer that was free. Like I think she had a free lawyer that was representing her. And recently, there's been, I guess they must have went to court, and so it's not that she can't talk about Nicki Minaj, but she can't. I think she can't repost any negative stories about Nicki Minaj, and if she says anything, it has to be factual. Like she can't. Because the thing with her is she just be saying stuff. She's very hot headed, and she'll just say crazy stuff. Even like, so Come Get This Commentary did a very mild video talking about the situation. I thought it was very fair and very respectful, but it does none of that matters with Nosey Heaux. She's not reasonable. She's gonna go and say a call, Come Get This Commentary, all kinds of names, and she's just a nasty person. She's such a nasty person. And it's just like all she did was cover the story. She didn't call you no bitches and hoes. She didn't say nothing about you. She just reported on the story. And then she got mad and was saying all this stuff. And it's just like, girl, you're the one who got yourself into this mess. And it's literally in TMZ. Why wouldn't we talk about it? You're on here lying on people, on here saying that people's children are pedophiles. But we can't cover as YouTubers a story that made it to TMZ. Get out of here. She's so delusional. And it's very, very sad because she's lucky. I think she got off easy because it didn't seem like she had to put any coins out to Nicki Minaj. She didn't have to put no coins out. So she actually got a good deal there. All she has to do is keep her mouth shut. And again, it's not that she can't talk about Nicki Minaj, but she has to be careful what she says and how she comments. And I think there's limitations on what she can repost. Now, she didn't just lie and say that Nicki Minaj was doing coke, but she also had said nasty things about her child. Once again, children. Why do people have to come for people's children? She said that the child was going to be a rapist and a pedo, like the dad. Why would you wish and speak things like that over a child? I'm convinced that there's some people that hate children. It's very weird. And then in her videos, she'll swear up and down that people with children are the most unhappy people on the earth. But it's like, ma'am, you've yet to prove that you're happy. Because what kind of happy person, thriving person chooses to attack children, chooses to tear down another Black woman who was only covering the story? Like, are you crazy? Yeah, girl, she's mad. She's mad, Tiffany. Come Get This Commentary did a video and she was mad. Like, she never said her name, but you could just tell because at the time, Come Get This Commentary was the only person who covered it. And so I knew she was talking about her. And it's so crazy. Like, she's just such an ignorant person. It's like she says the most vile things about people. And she's allowed to do that. In fact, not too long ago, I don't know what happened with the guy from, what's his name? Lemuel? Lemuel from, what is that? What is that ghetto channel? Not Tubi. Zeus? I think it's from Zeus. I guess she must have said some stuff about him and he got mad. And then he wanted her to stop talking. And so she was like, the more mad you get, the more you try to silence me, the more I'm going to talk. And so I'm thinking, how comes that's the logic you have for a TV producer? But yet another content creator, and Come Get This Commentary actually does really good commentary. Like, she doesn't just cover YouTube beef, she actually covers a range of things that's in the news. She does commentary. So it's not even like she's just covering beef. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if she was, she could if she wanted to. She's covering a range of things. This is an actual legit story. Literally, it was in TMZ. And she came with the facts, something Nosey Heaux can't do because she just, speculates and pontificates and gets herself in trouble, And I think her commentary was fair, and she was just coming out and she was mad. And so it's just like, you just be glad Nicki Minaj didn't hit you with a $50,000 or $100,000 lawsuit that you had to pay. You got off easy. You got off real easy. And maybe now you'll think twice before you say certain things. Like, now, on the other hand, I kind of feel like Nicki Minaj targeted her because of the whole Jennifer story with Kenneth Petty, because she was, Nosey Heaux did a lot of videos interviewing Jennifer Heaux, or Huff. I always mix it up, child. And I think she's really mad about that. And I think she's mad about the comments about her child. And so she probably used this to try to silence Nosey Heaux. But you know what? You allowed this to happen because you got to learn from Tasha K. You can't just be putting stuff out there, and it's about the way you say it, right? She wasn't stating opinion, she was stating it as though it was a fact, which is what Come Get This Commentary pointed out very eloquently in her commentary. And you're mad and you're saying all this stuff, and that's always her. This is always what she says. She either be like, you're old, you're fat, she's always saying that. And there's so many stuff that people can say about her, but we don't, because we actually know how to have a counter argument without hurling insults at people. That's what adults do. Anyway, let me read these comments. I wonder what views people get on my nerves and are weird. Leave me in peace to talk massive trending topics in my corner of YouTube. I hear you, girl. Sometimes sometimes those viral videos, it is annoying. You do get a flood of ignorant ass people that you feel like you have to battle with. And it's like, you're not even coming with like a sturdy point for me to even debate you. You're just being erratic. Yeah, I wonder what happened with that case. Yeah, so she got popped, but I think she got off pretty easy. Yeah, it's just, and this is how I know she's so hypocritical, because it's like literally you were just yelling at Lemuel about how you can talk about what you want to talk about, but you're trying to give instructions and say other YouTubers are hating. Kiva is not hating on you, girl. She's just doing what she always does, which is her commentary. You're not that important. Stop it. It's just so dumb. This is part of the story I have to tell you. She's one of the people that, yeah, I already know how I felt about her, but she actually has another channel where she covered different topics. And at first I was like, yo, this channel's kind of dope. Like, you're not unhinged, you're doing some positive things. And then of course it devolved. And I know Tiffany's gonna be like, girl, you've been new. Why? Tiffany's probably laughing right now. He's like, yeah, so her holistic therapy channel, she had a lot of good topics on there, but then it turned into man hating and hating on women with children and just hate. It just became very hateful. And she's always getting mad about people not supporting her, but it's like, you're nasty to the people that support you, that publicly support you. Why would people publicly support you? So she done devolved again, child. So it's like, what was it? I started watching her after that particular channel. She had surgery, and I was like, oh, she's turned a new leaf, she's calmed down. And then I realized, nah, she just scared, she just was terrified, and she had calmed down for a bit, but she was back to her nasty self in no time. And it's just so sad. But anyway, now I'm not a fan of Nicki Minaj because I know the old Nicki before she became famous. I'm sure she matured now, but it kind of sounds like she hasn't changed much. But I wouldn't talk about her baby. Exactly. I'm not a big Nicki Minaj fan either, but I think that she went too far. There's songs that I like about Nicki, but there's definitely things about her that I'm like, you're kind of a bully, Nicki. But she shouldn't talk about her child. Children are always off limits. They have nothing to do with our grown asses. Absolutely. And I agree with you, sis. That's exactly why she targeted Nosey Heaux, but talking about her child must have been the deal breaker. Yeah. And so that's the thing. I've said before in other videos, Nosey Heaux tends to be one of the people that's heavy footed on the gas, and she just gets stuck on the gas. And like, she probably, her story could have taken off. The Jennifer Huff story could have went further, but she just doesn't know when to stop, and she just throws allegations out there. You know what I'm saying? And she just becomes very erratic sometimes. And even she's another one. She can't keep no friend. She be falling out with people left and right. Some of these content creators are worse than celebrities trying to sue. Yep, I agree. Listen, Bilkis is spot on with this. And silence commentators when they become a topic. Exactly. And you know what's crazy? This is the same thing that I think Nosey was trying to do to Kiva. But I initially I did, with the exception of the comment she made about her child, I did feel like, oh, why are you coming after her? She only has, like, I think maybe 40,000 people. Like, Tasha K had 1 million people, so you can understand why Cardi B would come after her, right? Nosey Heaux has a fraction of that. And that's why I believe that it was because of the Kenneth Petty story. Like, these celebrities, it's just a mess. But she should have just played it real cool. And I mean, she can say her name. She, it's not like she can't talk about her, but there's restrictions now on what she can say. Nick, and if she does violate this, y'all, I forgot to say, she has to pay $50,000 per incident. That's a lot of money. Now, I ain't trying to wish nothing on nobody, but I know that Nosey Heaux she just be yapping that mouth. And so if I were her, I wouldn't even talk about Nicki. But she already started talking about Nicki. I don't think it's going to be long before she gets her first charge. Because she's one of them people that you say, don't touch this red button, and 2 seconds later she's pressing the button. I just don't see how she's going to not end up paying Nicki. Because her self-control is zero. Nicki always wanted to be a parent, even back in then. She used to say she would be a great mother. So I'm sure that she's finally a mother. She ain't playing with people talking about her child. Exactly. And as she shouldn't. Since I'm on that Chat Talking page, I love this. I love this. I'll say it. Nosey Heaux should not be calling anybody old. Thank you. She looks a little wiser in the face herself. Thank you, Bilkis. And I agree with you 200%. Let me calm down. Because I'm going to tell y'all, she'd be saying that, old in the face. And I was like looking at a picture of her, and I'm like, girl, you look cray-cray from 4 years ago. The picture that you have up there to now, you don't need to be calling nobody old in the face. Okay? And this is how delusional she is. Even her wigs, they not the same. And see, I'm on the messy tip too. But it's just like, yo, you're always trying to insult somebody. Their appearance, their weight. It's just, what else do you have? You be hating on people that go to college. It's so weird. I think it reveals her own insecurity, because I'm not out here hating on sex workers. You know what I'm saying? I actually think every once in a while she got some cool things to say, but she's so ignorant and hateful, right? It doesn't stick. So it's just like, you're out here saying all this stuff, but girl, it could easily be reversed back on your ass. Because like Bilkis said, she look a little wizened in the face herself. So I don't know how she out here. It's child. But listen, on Clubhouse, she really has some toxic behaviors on Clubhouse. Like, she be yelling at people and stuff. Child, I got out of there ASAP. I was like, what the F is this? You out here yelling at grown ass women, and they sitting here and listening to you? Like, I don't understand it. Yeah, Nosy changed. She even started bashing Christians. I stopped watching her. Listen, she is one of those people. When I say unstable, what I mean is, like, you never know what you're gonna get. And like, for me, that triggers me. Like, I mean, she's not a friend or anything like that, but I remember having this friend in undergrad, and her name is Dee Dee. And one of the things I could not stand about Dee Dee, I always felt unsafe with her emotionally, because you never know when she was going to pop off. And the thing that got me about Dee Dee's popping off is she never popped off on the right people. The people who were the most manipulative, messed up, trying to do stuff, get in your head, she wanted to be their best friends. Actually, she'd be perfect for the beef sector. She wanted to be besties with them. She wanted to be up under them. And often the people she would snap on would be the other people who's real chill, who actually got her back, not out here trying to mess with her head. And so I just like slowly separated myself from her. It took me years to realize this, that I felt unsafe. And so I think anybody who has this type of personality where it's just like you have to walk on eggshells or they're tick tick boom, nah, I get away. I have to remind myself to get away from them quickly because it's almost like you have to become a different person just to be able to like be around this person, and that's just dumb. You know what I'm saying? And that's the type of person that I think she is. If you watch her with her core people, um those people are her core people because they go along with everything she says. If you watch the minute somebody deviates from what she thinks, like she wants to have all these discussions and pretend like she's a debater or she wants to have conversations. She don't want to have conversations. Girl, you a whole dictator and you just don't realize it, or maybe you just don't care. Because the minute she even like, it's not just Christians, like she be going in on Democrats. She calling Democrats mammies and stuff like that. It's just weird. Like you don't have to do all of that. Like, if you have a different political orientation, whatever, talk about why you're oriented that way. But she won't even hear talking points. She'll just assume you're just dumb, and it's just I can't. It's just so immature. It's just like certain topics you should just not talk about. You're not mature enough to hold these spaces, to facilitate these conversations. She used to be far worse on Facebook. Girl, listen, the Clubhouse that I heard, oh, child, before she became Nosey Heaux. I believe it. I remember you were telling me that you knew her back when she was Sunshine. It was just, it's so appalling. And I really thought she had calmed down, but she ain't calmed down. I think I kind of figured out her thing. She'll seem fine for a while, and then when she needs money, she becomes really nice. And she tries to peddle her products and things to people. And then when things aren't going her way, she starts yelling at people and putting people down. It's very weird and very disruptive. It's interesting that Onika's fam is off limits and she sued to defend their honor, but she turned around and talked horribly about MTS's deceased mother. Can you tell me who? Oh, man, I feel like I should know that. Who's MTS? Why am I drawing a blank? Yeah, and this is why I said with Nicki, I am not a Nicki fan. Like, and especially since she's been married to this weirdo. Like, I just don't understand. I don't get it. Um, and it's to defend somebody that fiercely. Even her brother, who was accused, of sexual crimes, like to defend people like that fiercely is disturbing, as anyone, but especially as a woman, very disturbing. And to try to silence people, to go at anyone else. But they said they've been talking about how she was a bully, behind the scenes. This is wild. So, child. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Um, Let me see if I missed anything. But yeah, I just cannot believe how things were. You know who else is similar to this? B Love's Life Derelict. I love that word derelict. And Delusional Half Sister. Yo, oh, Megan the Stallion. Nikki's just a hater. She's just a hater. That's really what that is. Adrian Slays has such bad energy. Like, it's so crazy. Every time I would see her through the screen, you could just feel it. It's just nasty. Like, I just get a nasty energy from that woman. And I just don't know. Like, you can just tell she probably doesn't have friends. And like the people that come in her life, she chases them away because she's so nasty. I absolutely can see how they're similar. Absolutely. People don't want to stay around them for long because eventually, just like you said, they block and turn on their supporters. And these are the type of people who can't realize that they're their own worst enemy. It's always somebody else's fault. It's always the mammies. It's it's always black women that don't love themselves. And you know what else gets on my nerves that she be saying? She will say stuff about people with trauma histories. That's why I told you, don't hang out with people with trauma histories. Like, they're sick. And now it's time for me to spit game. Okay. First of all, not only is that an absolutely ridiculous, outrageous, and irresponsible comment, but ma'am, just because you weren't physically or sexually abused doesn't mean you don't have trauma. In fact, time for school. School's now open. You reported that you were adopted, which means you were separated from your family of origin. Did you know that being separated from your family of origin, even if it was a horrible situation, constitutes as a trauma? So the same people that you're telling people not to hang out with because they're sick, are you sick because you have a trauma history? Just because your trauma history isn't under the checkbox of physical or sexual abuse doesn't mean you don't have trauma. And how are you going to talk about you have this space for women, but you're cussing off people who have trauma history? Do you know that 1 in 4 women have experienced sexual assault? And that's probably an old statistic. I'm quoting something old. Okay? It's probably worse than that now. But yet you're sitting up there telling your viewers not to befriend people with trauma. You didn't say unhealed trauma. You said trauma. How the F does that make sense when you have a whole channel that you claim is for women? You make no sense at all, and you don't know what you're talking about. And that's why you should have stayed in school, even though you're hating on people that did. I'm done. Nicki Minaj is a hater because, listen, she was hating on Little Kim. When Little Kim, literally, she, like, even though I think Nicki Minaj has her talented, there's talents about her, she didn't want to pay homage to Little Kim, even though she, like, mirrored the Barbie persona and there's other things about her. It's like, yo, are you kidding me? Like, you can't come into the game and not pay respects to Little Kim. And I think this is part of it. I think this is part of why she's, never gets along with other women. She's just one of them people that don't get along with other women, and it's sad. Nicki Minaj, stop hating, girl. Little Kim paved the way. Adrienne is off the hook evil. Yeah, you could feel that evil energy. I can't even. It's a couple times I watched her, and I know her and Heidi have fallen out, but Heidi fall out with everybody, so we can't take her seriously. But I don't know who would befriend somebody like that because her energy is real unstable and real just no, thank you. And wonders why she gets dragged on here. You know who really liked her? Brian. I haven't watched Brian in forever, but Brian, songwriter, he loves Adrienne Slays. She even drags her own mother on here. Exactly. Then we'll go sitting up under the lady when she needs a hot meal or ride. Ew. Ooh, that is just, oof. My spirit is disturbed. Exactly. She reeks of trauma, Zion. I don't even have to know what the trauma is. She reeks of trauma. The way she behaves, her impulsive behavior, the way she spazzes out on people, the way she's blaming people for her problems, she reeks of unhealed trauma, but she got the nerve to come on here and talk about stay away from people with trauma. Like, are you kidding me, ma'am? I don't even have to know what your identified trauma is. You can't fool me. And you're just projecting. In fact, you're projecting. Do you think you're unworthy? Do you think people shouldn't be spending time with you? Like, that kind of stuff is so irritating because there's so many people who have trauma. She was doing this. If y'all had been watching at all, she had befriended this one. What's his name? He's a reader, phenomenal reader. In fact, I've had a reading from him. He's really good. His name is Steele. And she was bigging him up and, saying all this stuff about him, promoting him. And then I guess they fell out. You know what they fell out about? Politics, because he's a Democrat. And then she started lying on him and said he said this, that, and the third. I listened to the video. He didn't say that. And then she just keeps talking about him. Like, she went from, I'm pretty sure this is a sign of a personality disorder. She went from literally putting this man on a pedestal to making it seem like he was just coming to earth. And I'm like, you're making yourself look unstable. Even if he did stuff, you make yourself look unstable by doing all this stuff. Like, that's crazy. Why are you talking about it? This man's not talking about you. That's weird. It's just I don't understand. Nicki Minaj is the problem. The sooner she recognizes that, the better she'll be. She wants to use the son and the younger rap girls. Yeah, she wants to. She does want to son people, and people not going for it. She needs to stop. Yeah, definitely. She's not fooling me, not one bit. Then folks need to stay away from her ass. Exactly. Exactly. I just was like, oh, I was so offended as a trauma therapist. I was like, how many people, first of all, trauma is not even people's faults. So how can you instruct like, oh God, it's just so annoying. So annoying. Why are these black Republicans on here so unhinged? Exactly. Dishonest and angry. Thank you, Tiffany. If it's working for you, why are you so goddamn angry? You can, and you know what? I laughed so hard because while these same people was cussing out Democrats and calling us mammies and all this other foolishness, JD Vance was calling y'all childless cat ladies. Really? JD Vance is calling y'all. I didn't hear her say anything about that. She's always hating on people with kids. What you got to say about that? He's a Republican. Do tell. And it's just like, you're so angry. You are so angry that other people don't think like you. That is a sign of immaturity. Like, why are you so angry if this is working for you? I don't understand. So weird. And I just can't take you. I can't take her seriously. It's just like everybody's a mammy and, fat because they don't agree with you. Grow up. Grow the F up. It's just, ugh. Many of them act like they have mental health challenges. Yup. Nosey, Wiley, and others. Facts on facts on facts. But then want to tell other people to stay away from. It's just like, yo, have you held the mirror up to yourself? What is going on? Like, and this is what I'm saying. It's so crazy. Like social media is so crazy. It's so crazy and it's disheartening. And I'm so glad. I'm so glad that I also have an offline life because it would be so discouraging. There's so much stuff I've seen on here that I'm like, I feel bad for the people that don't have an offline life because it's a bleak world. Some of the shenanigans that I see on here, ooh, child, a mess, an absolute mess. But listen, I need to stop running my mouth because I don't even know how long have I been on here, y'all. An hour and a half, but it's good. It's an hour and a half well spent, and I really enjoyed this. I hope you guys did too. I enjoyed reading your comments, hearing your thoughts and your comments about the situations. If you haven't checked it out, because I doubt it will stay up, go check out Wiley's crazy ass live. Okay, let me see. I'm gonna do a refresh. It's still up. I just don't see how he's not gonna get arrested. But yeah. We got into a lot of different things today. And so if you're on the replay, thank you. If you're still at this point in the video, I have some homework. I got to email Tiffany. But I got to make sure I keep up with stuff. And I'm skeptical to watch any of these big escape videos because I feel like they're going to take me back down the rabbit trail of the beef sector that I have successfully stopped watching. Anyway, much love to y'all. I can't wait. Yes, I'm so glad you caught me too, Tiffany. I cannot wait for us to do a live. I'm looking forward to it. And I got to catch up on your content. I'm so glad that I'm back with my internet. Okay, well, I always have internet at work, but at home, I will see y'all soon. I don't know when, but I'm going to try my best to come on here once a week. So I'll be back sometime soon. All right, y'all. You guys. Oh, Lucas said, yeah, I would avoid the Vegas studios, but watch that Blair Witch one. I have to see the Blair Witch one. I want to say it. Thank you, Tiffany. Wait, and who's that? Is that on Miss Understood's channel? Hey, Strictly Platinum. Oh, Strictly Platinum. We about to be out of here. But it's good to see you, love. Thank you for stopping by. All right, y'all. Much love. I'll see y'all soon.